Hello, class. My name's Rob McComas. Nice to be with you on this first week. Um, for this discussion board post, I chose what was the importance of Puritanism in the American founding. I truly believe that the importance of Puritanism in the American founding should not be understated because they laid the foundation for the Christian roots in America. The faith would not be easy to follow, especially by today's standards and the way people are today. I mean, it would be very tough on them. It was quite stringent, even for that time. Everyone was bound to have an opinion on what happened within the church because it influenced their daily lives, it influenced their social status, it influenced who they hung out with. So if one had a friend that was doing unruly things, you may not want to be seen with that person. They truly influenced the spread of Christianity and the way the early government was developed. They believed that God's providence was at hand. If they obeyed the word of God faithfully, they believed that God's providence would be at hand and protect them and take care of them as the new world developed. If they became rebellious, well, it'd be easy to see how God would not be with them and it could all fall apart and unravel very quickly. They had strong leadership across the board. Governor John Winthrop, who delivered that famous city on a hill speech, and one can find a cross-reference to that in Matthew 5:15, a New Testament cross-reference for that, Jesus speaking in a parable there. Other influential leaders included the Reverends Cotton Mather and Thomas Hooker. Very powerful people there. The Puritans influenced the church and early government greatly, and the way they did that I feel was through the solas. That was how they believed Christianity should be looked at. And it was a building block, it was a foundation for the way the government would build and move forward. The church placed great values on the solas, and the early Christian movement would be led forward by following the solas. And it would be very easy to argue that they laid the foundation for America as we know it today. Through the solas and through the early development of government back then that they had their hands in. And I would argue that those values are still at work today, especially within the church. It may not be as stringent as it was back then, but those same basic values and principles that are found within the solas, I would argue they are still at work today. Thanks for listening.